Ready to begin tonight's meeting. Tuesday, January 2026, 6 p.m. Going to record president and Mrs. Crawford is absent tonight. And then we're going to introduce two students who are going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mrs. Nemo is going to introduce you.
All right, we have Lucas Asbill in 10th grade. His parents are John and Tracy Asbill. His interests and hobbies are football, baseball, hunting, and fishing. We also have Dawson Holderby in 10th grade at THS. Parents are Emily and Charlie Holderby, and interests and hobbies are football, baseball, choir, and shooting fireworks.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Probably like a yo-yo, sidewalk chop.
So thank you so much.
Stay. Go back. Oh, wait. We're not finished.
Now the paper represents you. Thank you.
Bye.
Just want to make mention that we broke the camera right before the board meeting, so you can hear this on YouTube, I believe, but you cannot see this. So if you are watching on YouTube, and Bryson might be, I'm sorry, Bryson, you can only listen to us today. So.
Okay, item B, Tiger's Roar, and this is Board Appreciation Month. And you want to speak to that?
Yes, we have a little video, but there were so many presents across this table that it looked like Christmas morning. So we already let them look through all the gifts that came from all the people around the district, and taken them to mostly to their cars so they could see you for this. But we have the video to play, but I really just want to take 2 seconds to say, we are so truly blessed by those of you who have chosen to run and do this. It is a thankless job. It is an unpaid job, which I don't know that everybody always understands that. And it's a big job. And we are fortunate that every one of you are doing this for kids and for teachers. I mean, that is 100% why every one of you are here. And that's not always the case. So I know how lucky that we are led by you all. You hold us accountable. You're going to hold my feet to the fire. You're going to hold their feet to the fire. But we would expect nothing less, because that's what our kids deserve. So I just want to say thank you for all you do.
Thank you. I feel appreciated.
All the good things that we see happening in our school system.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Today, unstoppable today, unstoppable. let you go, but I'm too afraid now. Yeah. I put my armor on, show you how strong I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a potion with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single day. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play.
Appreciate that. Item C, public to be heard.
I know, I'm sorry.
Item D,
There's no public out there, it's all employees.
discussion and vote to approve the minutes for the previous meeting. This was the December 16 regular meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Nemo?
Aye.
Hoffman, abstain. Oh, not here, what? Aye. Item E, board to consider and take an action upon a resolution authorizing the leasing of certain real properties to the Cherokee County Economic Development Authority and authorizing the president, clerk, and superintendent to execute any and all documents related to the ground lease agreement and the transaction.
Second.
And you are our discussion.
Yes. I'm Ryan McDonald, Steve McDonald Associates. If you recall, just a few years ago that I was here when we did the last one in 2022. I think all of you were here, except for Ms. Crawford, obviously, she was on the board. So, anyways, what we're asking you guys to approve tonight is a ground lease with the Cherokee County Economic Development Authority, and then the following agenda item is to authorize a sublease with that authority. What these leases accomplish is what is a financing that allows you to get all of your money up front to build projects now and then pay for it as you issue the bonds over the next several years. We met with the county this morning and they authorized the issuance of the bonds, so now we're asking for yours, and then from that point we're able to make the bond issue. And the way it works is the ground lease, which is the agenda item we're on, is a lease to that authority. You lease the land where the improvements going to be made. They issue bonds. Those bond funds become, the district becomes the authorized administrator of those funds and use them to build a project at your discretion. And then the following agenda item, the sublease, is how you purchase it. So that's then leasing the land back to you and putting it in. And this is all just the legal requirements in order for those bond proceeds to be used on that property. You need some kind of leasehold on the property. And then as you buy it, you, with each payment, you take ownership of things. They don't typically, like if you do a bus lease, you make payments, then you own the bus at the end. This one, you're actually taking title to certain things along the way, which is required under the law proceeds act. So, it's a quick version of this. I can go on for an hour if you want. I don't think you do. So I'll take a second to ask any questions you guys might have right now.
So as we build these, and make these different improvements, that each come along and we take possession.
Right. And I will note there's one thing that we've changed a little bit in the way that we did it in 2022, where with that one you might take ownership of the roof or the studs or drywall or whatever it is. With this, we've kind of changed the way we're doing it, so it will be actually like a room. So they may get 2 classrooms, or you may get 2 classrooms with the payment. Or, so the portions of
Lead a portion.
That, and it makes a little more sense because if you default on this, it's a repossessive situation. And so instead of somebody taking over, coming in and taking a roof off the building, they can just use the roof. Hopefully in that situation, the point of it is that.
There is legislation to repeal property taxes.
I'll divert a little bit into timing. I kind of mentioned it, that like, we're gonna just try and move as quick as we can from here. We're gonna request a rating on the bonds from Standard & Poor's, which is something that we did last time. And that process takes about 30 days. And so we'll go through that and then start to get on set for the pricing for this bond, just as quick as we can. But the target is to get it done by the 1st of March. Or in the early part of March. Hopefully we can do it in February.
What are interest rates?
So interest rates are a little interesting right now. There's downward pressure, right? But people aren't investing right now, so there's reluctant to put money into the market. So it's kind of holding rates up, but they're not going up. You get what I mean? There's just everything's postured to make them go down, which is not happening yet. So hopefully in another few weeks, you know, we have a federal market in February. We'll see what they do for rates. But right now, we're looking at probably, I'm guessing it'll be like 4.5, and our estimates originally were about, I think it was 5 to 10. So we should be ahead of those quite a bit. We'll see. We still got to get it rated, and it's, you know, hopefully nothing crazy happens that causes markets to disrupt. But right now, we're in kind of a comfortable spot. There's not a whole lot happening, but there is downward pressure. So. We don't see the rates go up.
Any further questions? And a motion, they need a second, so we vote. Mrs. Newman? Aye. Eversole?
Aye.
Kaufman? And aye. Item F, board to consider and take action upon a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a sublease agreement whereby the Cherokee County Economic Development Authority will sublease certain real property and improvements thereto to the district, and authorizing and directing the president, clerk, superintendent to execute any and all documents related to the sublease agreement and the transaction.
And I'd just like to add here, this is the financial obligation portion of the transaction. The ground lease that we just approved has there's no money exchanged for that. So it's just that we lease for this one. And then we need a renewable, we're used to see it every year, we'll see it out of the line to renew that lease. Keep it active.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mrs. Newman, Dr. Eversole,
Aye.
Dr. Coffin, aye, Dr. Shuba, and aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item G, Deputy Treasurer to report and discussion and vote to approve the monthly financial.
The bank balance as of December 31st was $15,940,405.81. General fund receipts were $3,630,565.49. Building fund was $20,586.37. Bond funds were $1,082,900. Sinking fund was $92,982.19. That, total receipts for the month of December were $4,827,034.05. That brings general fund to $7,169,537.27. Building fund is $6,173,882.77. Bond funds, $1,000,000. I'm so tired, I can't even say those numbers. $1,221,278. Sinking fund, $296,784.27. That brings us a total of $14,000
$14,861,482.31. Activity account for the end of December was $1,260,348.23. Utilities. Electric was only $77.37 more this December than last December. Water was $2,131.61 less. And gas was $1,825.97 more. I think that our gas, of course, will be higher next month, of course. This isn't in your guys' packet, but we had our annual, P-card, meeting with Arvest. And we've been with them since 2017. And our rebate for the P-cards and then the e-pay, which we've only been e-pay with them since middle of 2022. We have gotten, $31,608.11 in rebates on that. So $608.11.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Any further discussion? Mrs. Moon? Aye. Aye. Item H, Principal Director's Report. And, Mr. Patson, Director of Technology. Can you explain why the camera's down? I was this.
You know, technology is gonna have to have a problem. It's
One second.
It's always such a lifesaver when you first were trying to use technology. It's interesting. And you see me on there.
Looks like it can only go one direction, but that's okay. Good evening, I'm Robert Batson, Director of Technology, and I'm here to just talk a little bit about what's going on with technology at Tahoe Public Schools and talk about our team. So these are all of our guys, and we'll go ahead and I'll improvise. So I just do want to highlight we have 5 guys working for us. 3 of them are part-time student workers. Curtis McCullough, Jason Reed, and we have Kelton McCullough, Junior Jones, and Ian Mitchell, who goes by Sam. And one of the things I think I really appreciate about our district is that we highlight that we do a lot of things in-house. So like security systems and cameras and those things, a lot of districts pay for all of that to be installed. We happen to have someone that can do that in-house. Also Chromebooks, a lot of districts will buy, an additional $50, $60 a pop insurance to get those repaired, and we utilize student workers to repair our Chromebooks. We never ship our Chromebooks out to get repaired and do all of that stuff in-house. The great part about that too is that it develops our young people to where they can learn those skills and just develop them. Thank you, Nikki. You're a lifesaver. Appreciate it.
I got you, boo.
So this is kind of some boring stuff about what our work orders look like. Of course, the majority of our work orders we get are in August. And you can see kind of the layout of those. It's just all over. A lot of devices, a lot of interactive televisions. And our response time is within a day. So that's definitely, it's good.
Impressive.
Thank you. This is one other thing I wanted to highlight that we did that was fun and a good experience for our kids is we refurbished a lot of our old iPads. So that was great. And these are some things that we're working on that some of them that we've already done. I'm trying not to bore you with the details. Of course, the arm remove has been a big deal. We've been working on that a lot, and so it looks like we're really close to getting that completed. Televisions are installed, internet works, phones work, so we're ready to be done with that. Sequoia is another one that their intercom is needed replaced, and we're in the process of getting that. Some of those other things that we're working on, starting to schedule some technology replacements and stuff. Yes, so one of our goals in technology was kind of a climate goal of improving experience for users. And so we instituted a technology survey in the beginning of the school year and the end of the school year with hopes that we can make some improvements. We also, all of our work orders offer feedback, so staff can offer us feedback about how we resolve the technical issue, whether our staff is struggling or those kind of things. So. And another thing that we instituted this year is cyber security training, which I don't know how much you guys know about that, but that really is kind of a very, it's a dangerous thing. Schools are on the rise of getting hit with ransomware and those kind of things, and it costs a lot of money to fix. And so the number one issue usually is the user clicking on something or not being trained properly. So we're making that a high priority to make sure all of our staff are trained and don't click on an email that could be malicious.
Do you do simulated?
That's one thing that we haven't done yet, because we try to do as much as we possibly can in that free to very cheap range, and this is the solution we can do with the training that's completely free. But once you start into getting into like doing a big campaign, it costs money, and it's crazy how much it can cost. But we've had really good success. There for a while was 1 or 2 a year. We'd have a pretty significant, I mean, not significant, but where someone clicks on something, we catch it in time. But if they don't get caught in time, it could be severe.
We had, and I don't know if you have the answer to this question, but someone in here will. So we're talking about doing this with staff. Do we, outside of a actual computer class for the kids, do they get any training on, my fifth graders have Taobao email addresses and they get on Google Slides and they do these things on their school devices, but I don't know that they know what phishing is, that they've ever been told that if you get a pop-up or a suspicious thing, you shouldn't be clicking it. And I assume student devices are just as vulnerable as staff devices.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how familiar you are with that, but a lot of the breaches take place on the student side. And that's something that we can't fix to MFA, because you can't expect a student to have a student as well. But I do know, and I'm not sure, that would probably be like a Jessica Morrison question more, but I know that there are some trainings that they do of digital citizenship at elementaries. And that's a good
I assume that they did, and I haven't asked my kids. I just know that they use them, and they tell me what they do on it, but I hadn't really ever asked them about, you know that there's, and I'm not talking about stranger danger on the internet. I'm talking about actual, people trying to access our systems through their devices.
Yeah, definitely should be something.
Well, I just took a phishing little technology thing today at Northeastern because, I like to call Bitcoin 19 when all my stuff got on the dark web, and so did everybody else's up there. But what they first started doing was sending us phishing emails so we wouldn't open them. Well, then now they're training us, and nobody wants to do it because we think it's phishing. And we shouldn't.
I actually had a few people say that when the email went out.
So they're only targeting, or I don't. That's not a good word. They're only sending it out to about 10 people a day, and I got mine today. Took 10 minutes, watched 2 videos, asked 2 questions, and you had to get them correct in order to be complete. And it was simple enough that elementary school kids, 2 things that you need to look for. So it was
My
good.
group has monthly training. They instituted, you get a we get multiple simulated, but if you pass all of them by reporting, then you get a gift card
We don't
quarterly
get
based
that.
on
We get our stuff from the.
being.
On their twice.
Robert's training was very hard.
It was hard.
It was a lot of tests.
It was difficult.
We were collaborating a lot.
No.
No, we weren't.
I used my lingo at the airport.
Individually on our own. Don't put that stuff I said.
It's online.
Yeah, it's on the dark web.
Sorry about our technical problems.
They can still hear us, they don't hear us. They know your voice.
Yeah, I know, everybody does. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Item I, superintendent's report.
Right, today we have, 3,570 students enrolled, that's the volunteers for radio. 508 employees at TPS at this time. We have 178 kids that are being served at Sequoia, 440 at Cherokee with acute transfer openings, 496 at Greenwood with 0 transfer openings, 485 at Heritage with just a few transfer openings. Telephone Middle School is 710 and no openings. High school, 1,261. That's for the total of 3,570. The fun fact though, Victoria is our enrollment genius, and she came in and said, last month in your report, it says we have 3,571 kids. Today it says we have 3,570. So that makes it look like, I don't know, one person all this time. So she said, we've had 55 new enrollments, 43 withdrawals in that time. So has gone through over 90 students' processes, but with one. So that makes her job look a little different than, I was like, oh, so you're just eating bonbons in the enrollment office. But she does an amazing job, and we are so super thankful for her, but it is an absolute revolving door. Project updates, couple people have already referenced to being tired, can't say numbers right, text me. We have begun the moving process as of today. We weren't really planning on that, and then we've got some weather coming in, so we're trying to get some things done before then. So it has been all hands on deck, absolutely, what I did this morning, I said, mass chaos, mass
Before
chaos.
we even started.
She said, we haven't even started yet, I was like, I know, it's mass chaos.
Already. I was like, not yet.
She knew I
Will
would.
be.
So, but, we have been burning up and down the road today. Half the office is empty. We've got things everywhere that we're literally painting door frames, and we're moving furniture through the door frame at the same time. So, the construction management company, shout out to them because they just are like, yes, ma'am, do what you need to. Just trying to hold their face. So I know they probably want to slap me. But, they have done a very good job of acting like it's okay, even though it probably is not. So we are moving. We won't be fully, what I hope to happen, Thursday, we will probably shut this office down to the public and do the full switch. Hopefully we're here Friday. We'll talk about that in a second. But we're going to try and keep the office closed only for one day, if at all possible. Mine is completely moved, but the way Robert has taken care of technology, I can do everything from down there. The only thing, I'm thinking printing to the large copier is the only thing we'd have to walk down the road for. That and maybe toilet paper and paper towels. We realize tonight, so we'll take care of that early in the morning. But tomorrow we will have someone here answering the phone, someone here that can help with enrollment, someone that can help here with any financial issue. So we're keeping something intact. So there's only 24 hours that we, put a little glitch in everybody's plans. But it looks beautiful. We can't wait to get people there.
a little bit of information, I don't have all the story to tell yet, because it's just not time, but with the assistance of a local donation, we are beginning phase 2 right now, which is the auditorium. We thought we would have to wait on that, and, we have someone that is helping us, and, I've got just one more step to do with them before I say that out publicly, but, we have begun phase 2, so that should be done by April 1st. I know everybody's going to see it halfway done, and, I wanted it to be like HGTV and say, move that bus, and it'd be perfect, but, it's not, but it'll be okay. And we'll have a big grand opening with the Chamber of Commerce and do something really nice when we have all the pieces, but, so you'll see it in a little disarray in between now and then, but you're gonna be very proud.
And that's the auditorium at the Armory.
Yes.
Okay.
But with the opening of this building, it's gonna bring new opportunities for hosting and renting space for the community. We've had a little bit of, we've had some questions about that. That will require us to edit our board policy on facility use. So, we're gonna be working on that in the next couple of weeks, so we can adopt the entire new policy book, hopefully, at the regular February meeting. As with any usage of TPS space, the policy has categories of organizations like school-sponsored things, community nonprofits, church, outside nonprofits, for-profit groups like local dance studios. The rate to use the space is dependent on many factors, such as custodial need, air conditioning, size of space, amount of time, and staff. So when we go through that board policy, it's very specific about what space you happen to rent from our district, and who can rent, who cannot, but it'll be the perfect time for us to look through that and make sure that we are covering all of the bases that we want to happen in that space. There are a few things that used to happen in that space that can't happen in that space as a school district. For example, if someone had an event there that served wine, we will not be serving wine on school grounds. So that would be something that we would not be doing. I know there have been political meetings in that building in the past. Right now, our board policy does not allow for that. It's not illegal to do that, and if we chose as a board to change that, we can talk about it. But our board policy right now does not permit that. So we've got a little editing to do on that, and we have a little time because they're not ready for us to rent out to other people right now. So, but we're working on it.
How do you currently rent a space? Do you do that online, or you just call? Or
There's a facilities use form that they would fill out,
That's one of the ones.
yes. And Jackie Willis would help schedule that. We've not had a lot of, really the people that normally use it, they're just very typical. It happens every year,
Right.
So there's nothing new. This will add a new element that we are not used to.
I might, and I know this would probably be a potential Robert thing as well, but, it would be really nice because we talked about keeping the auditorium space for public use, that there was a online reservation system where the days that, the school's going to need it for something, they're blocked out. And so if someone's just looking, that they could go in and click on a calendar and see that it's available, from, 8 to noon on this day. And then anytime there are, either we're using it or there's maybe days that, you don't want a group that's gonna be having their Christmas party in there, during the day or something like that. But I know that those systems exist and they're probably pretty expensive, and it might just overall for all of our space, it might be, because we're making changes, we're trying to look at, do we have a kind of automated system? And that also takes any, if we do allow, for example, political groups to meet there, it takes any kind of decision-making out of it. If the calendar says it's available and you're the groups that can use that and it's available and you book it, you get it.
Right.
So.
Okay. Duly noted. Upcoming bond, like what we talked about with Mr. McDonald this evening. We have some general obligation bonds, we have some lease revenue bonds. The bond, general obligation bond money that we've already received. We have our second minibus ordered for this year. Maintenance trucks have been located and requisitioned. The band truck has been located and requisitioned. Sousaphones have been requisitioned.
We have walked through the sites to discuss projects for that first, pot of annual needs. We are really focusing middle school, high school, this year with that first pot of money. Middle school appears to have the largest need, when you look at furniture. So then now we are going out and getting quotes from furniture companies, to talk to teachers about, what they would like in their classroom. We're trying to streamline it as much as possible, so if we're going to buy a single student desk, this is one that's good for all secondary age students. This is a chair that you can stay the same with. You can move in the classroom. It's just a better model of things. So we've got a couple large quotes for that. So we're working on that, and the intention would be to have that ordered early spring, so we get things this summer for kids that have them in the spaces we're going to be able to start with. We have like $125,000 in that a year. As that this year, that is almost nothing when you're buying school furniture. But we are going to do what we possibly can to stretch it, figure out a way that we're doing a little bit all around. I don't want to we can't put it on a 7-year cycle. So if you were heritage, you don't get anything from the annual needs for 7 years. So it's going to be where we are trying to do a little bit, getting the biggest need, but making sure that everybody gets some, because all mamas and daddies and grandmas and grandpas said yes to this, so we don't want them waiting for years for their child to see the benefit of what they have agreed to. So it's like a game of Jenga, but we will play it, and we'll do our best. We are doing design meetings to approve those final floor plans, design elements. If we receive funds beginning of March, I hope by the end of March, we are having a special board meeting to approve a GMP for the field concession area, band, storm shelter, so those projects can begin in May. We've got it all lined out, if it all works perfectly. So we sure, it will, it's going to be perfect. Projects, just a little bit more information before I forget. Mentioned this about Friday. We do have inclement weather that looks like it's coming our way, so just reminding everybody that if at all possible, we try to make the decision the evening before. If we don't, then and if it looks unclear, we have a weather team. Marcus is part of the weather team. Sergeant Sam. Matthew Willis, Paul Martin, the four of us. Nikki would like to be on the team, but she would call us
Keep volunteering.
ahead of time. We drive the roads in the middle of the night. We're talking by 1, 2, 3 all night long the night before. If it's something that we think that we're going to have inches of snow during that day, we will probably be proactive and call it ahead of time if we can. It's on Facebook. We use the rooms to talk to our families. 268, 23 news stations. We also let the newspaper know. Try to get that word out as much as possible, and it spreads like wildfire. So hopefully it's just a clear decision. I used to love snow days, and now I hate them because no matter what I do, someone is mad at me. But we always make the decision erring on the side of caution. And if we ever have school, and as a parent, or anyone just, if you are worried for your safety, call and say, I can't get there safely, and we will excuse the absence on a weather day. It is not worth risking your life if you happen to be in a place that is unsafe. So if you're praying for snow, weekend's the best time. So maybe this Friday, Monday thing might work okay. Child nutrition information. In December, we served 64,153 meals in 14 serving days. The total bills for December, $242,450. We will pay at Chartwell's $201,509. So then we had some credits. Long story short, we had a positive month. Yes. About almost $7,000. That was good. Yeah. Well, and that was
right up for those bugs.
Well, I
did sign a requisition for a big purchase the other day, so next month might be. Yes. I was asked to serve on, the TIF committee for the city, Tax Increment Financing, I believe TIF stands for. It's a funding mechanisms that cities, across, well, at least Oklahoma, that's my knowledge of it, utilize to stimulate development and enhance infrastructure. And our city, is talking about offering a TIF district to, a developer that wants to come here and do something. So a TIF district is established. It sets the current property tax value of the area at this base value. And then for a specified period of time, tax revenues from that base value continue to go to the local authority. But when development occurs, the property values and then consequently the tax revenues increase. The additional revenue generated in that tax is redirected into a special TIF fund to cover the cost of the development and infrastructure improvements that facilitated the growth. So they build something, the taxes that we would get typically, we would not, it goes into something else to pay the developer back. So they will come and invest in our community. They put together, there are probably 8 to 10 of us on this committee to listen to what has been proposed. Now, what they are looking at bringing in there is some it's retail. There's a lot of retail, restaurants, mini storage, RV parks. But the thing that is concerning to us as a school district is there are 300 apartments. So if there is a tip, if they give them, they pay no taxes on 300 apartments, and we have 200 kids that come in to those apartments, and we get no tax revenue for that, that's problematic to us. If we have to add a wing to an elementary school, but our tax base doesn't go up, so that what we can bond for doesn't go up, then we have to put kids in portable buildings. So the residential piece is something that is concerning to us. I had been learning about TIFs for the last year a little bit because we knew this was coming to the table. A lot of times they have, industrial, retail, and residential different on those levels. I have been schooled, learned that maybe, industrial is a good thing. It brings jobs, it brings revenue. Retail, get them there. I would love to have a Hobby Lobby in Tulsa. Do I rather me not drive to Muskogee or Tulsa and spend my money? I could spend it here. I would love that. But the residential piece, because you bring people with that, if you give that money up, then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So
Is there a time limit on when that tax is held aside?
Yes.
Until
there would be a specific time limit or a specific money amount.
eventually we would get
Yeah.
taxes.
Eventually would, but like she said, they're looking at
about
20.
6 or 7 years ago.
It did,
when I was on
same
the board.
place, same developer.
Discussion.
But so, the benefits of this the TIF of the city and community include infrastructure enhancements, economic stimulation, increased sales tax revenue. But there's a bump for us as a school district. That's the residential aspect of the mixed use TIF. So, if approved, the TIF district will not contribute to the school district's valuation and cannot be bonded against. And obviously, we have a little bit lower valuation than a lot of places anyhow. So that would be a bump for us. I'm honored to be at the table with the conversation. I'm so glad that they asked me to be at the table in the conversation. We have another meeting on Thursday at 3, and they have changed the agenda where public comment can be heard. The city is one of our most valued partners. I want to do everything I can do to support the city, but we've also got to make sure, I'm looking at for 4,100 people here before the rest of the city. And so I will have to do
be able to say that, you know, the residential piece is something that I don't feel like that I can support as the superintendent of Tahlequah Public Schools. But I will go, I will listen, and maybe they will, you know, maybe they will mix it where it's not just all the same. Maybe they could take the residential piece off. I don't know what they will propose, but I am at the table, look forward to the conversations, but I know there's been a lot of conversation about it, and it's starting to get around a little bit, so I just wanted to, you know, be clear with you guys that I have been invited to the conversation, that I am going to make sure that they understand the ramifications for us, specifically, because it would hurt the school district more than anyone else that gets it, that I belong, so, that would be interesting.
I have a quick question. The committee, is it so around the capital improvements, it's simply the committee is making a recommendation to
Yes.
the city councilors?
Yes.
And they will have to vote, but it is not a vote of the people, it is a vote of the city council, whether or not they approve the.
That is my understanding. My understanding is that we, as a committee, will give a vote whether or not we want them to support it or not. If we, as a committee, do not want to agree to it, the city council still can, is my understanding, but it has to be 100% agreement, is what they mentioned at the meeting today. And I hope I'm not misspeaking, but that's what was said at the meeting. If we, as the committee, said, we don't think this is for Tahlequah, this is not a great idea at this time, then they can still do it, but they would have to all say yes, is my understanding. So, it's a hard, and it's, again, that's not an easy job. It's not an easy job for those counselors, for the mayor, for the people that I know that have been working hard to get things to come here, and I want things to come here. I want new restaurants, and I want cool stuff for our families, and other places to shop, and not to drive to Tulsa to spend money. But we just gotta be careful about it, you know, so. Just a couple other things, and I'll stop.
No other discussion about maybe some way of reimbursement to the school or that loss?
Well, and I think all those things, they could be conversation piece, they just haven't. So I don't believe they're anywhere near being ready to make a decision this week. I don't think we're gonna be voting, whether or not to support it or not, because there's so many unknowns right now with it. Few dates, we have the Athletic Hall of Fame coming up on February 7th. We have the next board meeting will be at the Education Service Center down the road. Spring break's coming up, we've got some days off for school for kids in there. I did want to, get on your radar, on April 28th, we are having our Teacher of the Year retiree reception, and that will also be at the ESC, that's the Education Service Center. Sometimes I get those letters mixed up, and I'm like, what's the ECS? No, I'll get it. And for April 28th, we do have graduation set, as you know, it's on a Sunday again, on May 17th. And so we've got some things coming up. We will need to do a couple special, we definitely have to do a special board meeting or two, coming up pretty quick. I would like to, try to get one scheduled in the first couple weeks of February. I mentioned it before, but we have worked with OSSBA to revise our board policy. They were helping us just tweak it, and they're like, let's start over. So we have the entire policy basically to look at, and that is a lot. It is not something that anyone wants to sit here on at night at 6 o'clock to listen to us go over. It'll be an open meeting like always, so anyone's interested, but it's going to take a few hours. It's gonna take us at tables and going through every policy. So, I don't know how we can do that without doing a special board meeting sometime. So I will put some dates out to all of you and see when we can get enough of you, together that can do that, with us, so that we can just review it at that meeting. Then you guys can take it home, see if you have any questions, and we can have it on the regular February board meeting to then be approved from that point on, if we were ready, if that was all the time that you all needed.
Will there be someone available from OSSBA that's a special meeting?
I could ask.
I mean, even, it would be great to have it here, but even if they can't be here, that they will at least be available to, if we have questions about it. I know I've had, just some of them, I've had, is this required by law, or is, you know, do we have a choice here? And those are important questions to get answered if we are.
We can, I will try to see if we can have some, I'm sure that they would come to a small team, but it would be nice to have someone in the room. And if not, see if we can at least have someone on call, for that time, and then that's it. And then, the second special board meeting might just be, if we have a GMP, a guaranteed maximum price that we could do for the projects without waiting a whole 2 or 3 weeks for, a regular school board meeting, because we just want to hit the ball, we want to hit the ground running on those projects, so those can be ready for the next school year. And we will be on a tight time. But, that's what I have.
Very well. Item J, discussion and vote to approve the following bids and quotes, 1 through 3, for buying some vehicles. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Britt,
Second.
Any discussion?
these are what I mentioned in the report. Yes.
Seema, Dr. Eversole.
Aye.
Aye. And aye. Item K, discussion and vote to approve the following surplus. 1 and 2, got, what are we looking for that semi-truck? Do I have a motion?
I'll second. I'm gonna move that semi-truck to Brad Chung's front yard.
Done already.
Yeah.
We are getting your questions about should that one be made, but it's
But
trade down.
I would think for a semi.
I would use that term loosely at this point.
So you're
Well,
having
we
to
need
push
to
it.
watch, yes. But this is also,
Downhill.
when we look at board policy, we're also going to look at our surplus policy. I had, last month, you guys had asked about that, and I reached out to a few districts, and they're, have a few online platforms that some of them use, so I think when we write our new policy, we'll say a threshold of what it is, like if it costs over, or if it's worth more than $2,000, whatever it is, we decide that we will use this online bidding company, so that it is out there everywhere. So we'll write that into our new policy. This truck, I believe, we're going to be able to trade in to the place we're putting it in. Yeah, pull it up.
Okay. Yep. This is Seema. Right. Dr. Eversole.
Aye.
Aye. Dr. Payne. Item L, discussion and vote to approve a new math course at TPS. Get a motion and a second, and then we'll have discussion.
Mr. Britt,
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, Chuck came tonight, and he can go further into detail, but the class, the cohort graduation class of 2030, which is our current 8th graders, they will have to have 4 maths to complete their graduation requirement instead of 3. And that can be a little problematic if the student is having a little more difficulty on the math pathway. And this will also allow, right now, currently, when our 8th graders take Algebra 1, it just counts as an elective. It doesn't count as one of their 3 maths. You had to take the 3 maths out of high school from your 9th grade year up. Now that 8th grade, this group of 8th graders, there's one of their maths if they take Algebra 1, and they'll have 3 more. And of course, those with Algebra 1 will be on a different path. This math is for a student that might be having a little more difficulty. They'll take regular 7th grade, regular 8th grade math, and this is a prerequisite to Algebra 1, and it's called Foundations. And so I'll let Chuck talk just a little bit. He came tonight, I appreciate it.
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
And maybe
Maybe
you know, Gary teaches algebra
Yes,
skills,
yes.
and so he would take this foundations of algebra class, and it really is here for those kids that are not ahead. We have a plethora of courses available, it's an option, dare I say it, so if you're on pace, you're supposed to be with your skills and knowledge. There are plenty of options for you, the kids that are behind, you get 4 credits. Foundations of Algebra, if you approve that as a course, State Farm tells us that they'll accept that. We run it already. It hits the Algebra 1 standard as well, but it's not as deep, it's in more of a contextual methodology. So kids will move from Foundations of Algebra to Contextual Algebra 1, Contextual Algebra, Contextual Algebra 2. And of course, they could go off of those tracks if their skill set becomes strong enough. I've had kids before move from Contextual Algebra to Honors Geometry. They can move around, really based on what your knowledge and skill set. Because you can this allows counselors for math credit of foundations now. And you're not requiring a staffing for theory.
So the one that's already been taught, is it not?
It's not.
It is not.
Because they have to have your approval. And so we say, hey, let's build this.
So this will this be instead of that?
No, it would be instead of skills.
Because no one will be taking that anymore because they can't get credit for it.
That's correct. That's one necessity.
Trade-off.
Aye. Item M, business items, consent docket vote, to approve all, and we've got 3, 1 through 3 contracts and agreements. Contracts and agreements for the 2026-27 school year, and 3 overnight trips. Also on this, on M, 1M, we got to strike that, strike M1. Have a motion? Move to approve. I'll second. Any discussion? Dr. Aye. Dr. Fox. Item N, discussion and vote to approve the schedule of encumbrances. 3, motion. I'll make a motion. Second. Any discussion? Mrs. Montgomery. Aye. Aye. And aye. Item O, executive session. Executive session authority implied Oklahoma statute 307B 1, 2, and 7. The board proposes to discuss the following matters during its closed session. Number 1, superintendent evaluation, part 5, personal qualities, summary, and final evaluation. 2, superintendent terms and conditions of employment.
Move to enter executive session for the reasons listed.
Second. Any discussion? Mrs. Montgomery. Dr. Peterson. Aye. Dr. Fox. Aye. And item P, we're good. Returning to open session at 8:12. Q, board president's statement of the executive session minutes. Do we have someone here to take this?
I'm up, yeah.
Yes,
I'm
you
over
can.
here. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm
stay
over
over
here.
here.
I'm here.
Stay. The board discussed personal qualities as well as conducted a summary and final evaluation of the superintendent's evaluation instrument. Also, terms and conditions of the superintendent's contract were discussed, and no action was taken. Item R, vote to approve superintendent contract with Tammy Jones for the 2026-27, 2027-28, 2028-29 school years. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? Mrs. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Wanted to say Sean. And Dr. Cobb. Sorry about that. And aye. Item S, motion and vote to approve personnel items 1 and 2. And I'm going to read the names on under 1, employment. Holly Abraham, OPAC educator. Kenneth Martin, maintenance. Cynthia Haynes, sped teacher pending certification. Do I have a motion? I made a motion, so. Huh? I made the motion. I'll second. Any discussion? Mrs. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Dr. Cobb? Aye. New business, and we do have new business on item T. A, motion and vote to approve the following personnel items. Under 1, resignation, named Charles Harris, middle school special care para. And 2, retirement, Jana McNeil, maintenance office manager. Motion.
I make the motion.
Second.
Mrs. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
And Dr. Cobb?
Aye.